trying to make the city of Hampton fit the rules, or the rules fit the city of Hampton, is what is a challenge for me as an engineer. This book right here governs all cities for wastewater from the size of Hansel to the size of Los Angeles. So if you can really think that that covers every city in this book right here, you'd be greatly mistaken. So what ends up happening is, when we're working with the wastewater people out there, whether it be equipment suppliers or whoever it is, they make equipment similar to, and I just like to equate this to cans of pop out there. There's only so many sizes of things that are available. So what we do is we work out things that fit the city the best we can, and then what we have to do is submit that through the DNR, and then we have to work out the differences between what we want to submit and what the rules may say, okay? The rules may say that certain part of the plant has to have water going through it at such and such a speed. The available equipment out there that we can get for your facility and the wastewater flow characteristics for the city of Hampton may not fit that. I mean, there's only so many things we can actually do. And one of the things that has been kind of a stickler for this project is the large variances in flow. And I know Doug and Ron, we've talked about this stuff in the past. When it's dry out here, the flows are low. When it's wet out here, the flows are really high. And when it's really wet, they are exceedingly high. And those particular gaps are actually larger than most communities I work with, okay? For example, your peak flow, I don't remember the exact number off the top of my head, is over twice the city of Osage's, but you're only 25% bigger than Osage, okay? But yet it's 100% more in that situation. A lot of it has to do with the type of land you guys have. I mean, Osage is right next to the river, but it's up pretty high and drains away fairly quickly. There's all sorts of things. So the wastewater equipment that we had chosen for you guys has worked well in a lot of other communities and fit the rules fairly well. It wasn't fitting so well with you guys, but we've gotten through that now. Okay, it's taken most of the summer to do that and to work with the DNR to try to find where's our common ground here going to be, because we've got to balance reality with this book. And it happens with a lot of places. That's pretty natural, to tell you the truth. So we're at the point now where the DNR has asked for a small sliver of information that has been submitted to them this week. I'm fully expecting that in the next week or so they're going to come back and say the concept is good, finish up the plans and specs, because right now they've reviewed the 60% plans and specs, which is conceptual, more detailed than just conceptual, but that's where they're at right now. And to tell you the truth, as they've been reviewing this, we've been coming to common ground. We've been making those corrections all the way along, so in all actuality, our plan set today is more like 92.5%, and as soon as they come to terms with this last little thing we just submitted, a couple weeks we're done, and that's what the schedule's kind of based on. So the schedule that you have in front of you, what I'm hoping is that sometime within the next 3 to 4 weeks, which puts us about the middle of October, we'll have everything taken care of with DNR. We'll have our plans fully ready to go. I will sit down with the staff. We'll look them over real quick one last time. We've looked at it a lot of times already. And then what we would do is we would come to your council meeting, the second one in October there, and basically ask for permission to submit the final set of plans and specs to the DNR. And then we begin that process. The nice thing about this current process, which is different than it was about 10 years ago, is that since they've seen a partial set of plans and specs, they understand the project, they understand the concept, this last submittal goes a lot quicker than the first one did, because now they're just going to look at the smaller items because all the big conceptual stuff's going to take care of. So with that, I would intend that concurrently while they're looking at that, or even slightly prior to that, I got to go with Ron and you guys' attorney to kind of go over some of the contractual things to make sure everything's good with that. But I'd be hoping that right around the first of the year, wherever your first council meeting is there, that we'd be setting bid dates, doing resolutions, whatever else. That's the goal right now. And the DNR is a little different. The only sticking point may be is that for whatever reason, these guys don't take a lot of vacation during the summertime or the rest of the year, and they got the use it or lose it policy. So sometimes I've got a hard time getting hold of these guys the last 3 weeks or last 4 weeks of the year because they're taking all that vacation. That's the only thing that could really, in my mind, change stuff is personnel availability down there. That's really all I see right now. So we'd be looking at, if you turn to the next page, starting construction, and I got April 1st down there. 2 years ago we could start construction in February. Just it depends on what's going on. And this year we couldn't start construction until July, to tell the truth. So that's my guess at it. We have substantial completion, which means that everything's done and running. It may not all be painted, it may not all be cleaned up, and the seating might not be done, but everything works as designed by August 1st, and we give them another month and a half or so to do the final cleanup and get everything done. We'll finalize the project. I do want to give you guys one quick heads up. As you're aware, there's a portion of this project that is a forgivable loan, grant, whatever you want to call it. Ron and I have been talking about that, and there is a due date on that. You have to have used that money by June of 2015, and I've talked to the state, and basically the way it works is that that's the first money you're going to draw. So we're going to be drawing that money in the spring of 14, no problems. So everything's good from a financial standpoint. The only side effect of this, in my mind, in all honesty, because the market's still in your favor, is you guys got a little bit more opportunity to get your kitty up a little bit more. So the detract of that is that we're limping along on a really old wastewater plant. So there's always two sides to that story. But that's kind of where we're at. I mean, I'd entertain any questions you folks have.
Well, Tom, I just wanted to mention, you said to begin construction, then substantial completion. You didn't say the years, because you said begin construction was April 1st of 2014, but the substantial completion was August 1st of 2015.
Yes. Yes, these projects are pretty substantial. They usually take, if we didn't have winter, we could get it done in 12 months, but because of that, we can't. It's usually an 18-month process to get something like this built.
What was the funds you said that had to be used by June 2015? What was that again?
Yeah, you got...
iJobs grant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
1.7 million.
And they'll award or draw that money first. And is it a grant or forgivable loan? It's different. Oh, it's a grant, okay. So you'll draw that money first, and to tell you the truth, that'll be drawn fairly quickly. It's a pretty expensive project. The 1.7 million bucks is still a lot of money, but there's a lot of upfront money associated with mobilization, ordering of equipment, because all these equipment supplies require some pretty good down payments. So it'll definitely get used up in the spring of 14. Other than that, your land is secure. Your attorney has had his first round at the 60% plans and specs, and he's given me his comments that I will incorporate in the final set, which he'll still have another chance to review. And as I mentioned, I met with staff, which includes Jerry and Trev, quite a few times throughout this project. So I think we've got everything pretty much covered that needs to be covered. So we're getting much closer now. This summer is a little bit tough trying to get this to work out the DNR, but we're past that point now.
Just as far as a couple of questions that just came up this last week.
Sure.
As the new line going to the new site, from the old site.
Yep.
Was that through kind of the center of the soccer fields?
Yep.
And then it was bored, when it goes under the Highway 3, it'll be bored underneath the tree area that's planted on the south side of Highway 3-1.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yep. Now, we will pass all the way through that, and it'll come back up above ground just on the south side of that.
Well, one reason was that there'll be some tree planting in East Park next spring.
Okay.
And we want to pay attention to, for tree board projects, we want to pay attention to where that will be. So
And we've got a site plan, and we could very, very easily, for you folks, run out there and put some stakes in the ground along that alignment so you can visually see all that stuff. That's not a problem at all. In fact, that might help you out quite a bit.
Thanks.
Okay. Anything else? Doug, you want to add anything? Or?
I think we're good.
All right. Okay. Very good. You guys have a great evening. We'll see you soon. Thanks, all right, take care.